yesterday, but it's something that he will continue to look for ways to engage, to discuss, to advocate for action moving forward.
And is there an update on his joint session to Congress?
No update yet. We have a speech coming up next week, and we certainly he remains interested in and committed to doing a joint session. We remain engaged with them, but I don't have an update on the specific timing.
And if I can just ask one more from one of the reporters in the pool who can be here. There was an Axios report today that he met with historians to discuss how aggressive he could be on his economic agenda, among other topics. I'm wondering if you can confirm the meeting and maybe tell us who was involved and why he felt the need to meet with historians on this.
I will tell you, presidents love historians. I know this is my second president working for. I think it's important to learn from what worked and didn't work in the past and gain perspective from people who study that. He did meet with historians a couple of weeks ago. I don't have the list of names in front of me. I can see if there's more details we can provide. And really, it's meant to have an open conversation about the challenges our country is facing and looking back at history, and it's a moment to step back and reflect and use it as lessons moving forward. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen. A few on spending, one on taxes as well. I know you can't get into specifics at this point, but what the president is being briefed on by his economic team in the upcoming days, is this an infrastructure package? Is it the president's Build Back Better plan, combination of both? Give us an overview of what it is.
Well, our Build Back Better agenda, his Build Back Better agenda, includes a number of components that he talked about on the campaign trail. Infrastructure is part of it, making the tax code fair and one that rewards work and not wealth is part of it. Doing better by our caregivers is part of that. Increasing access to health care is part of it. Investing in our clean energy economy is part of it. There are several components he talked about on the campaign trail. And right now what he's talking with his economic team and advisors about is what the scale, the scope, and the components will look like in what he's going to move forward and propose next week.
The $3 trillion number has been put out there. I know the White House hasn't confirmed that, but is it possible that it goes above $3 trillion? Like, is $3 trillion viewed as the cap, or it's certainly possible it could go even higher?
Well, again, I think what we're looking at is all of those components, as I just laid out, all of which will not be in a speech next week, right? This is big components of his agenda that he talked about on the campaign trail. So, and right now he's having a conversation about the scale and the scope of what proposals look like. There's lots of ways to frame it, to shape it, to size it. So I don't have any more to predict for you.
Last one on this before taxes. Speaking of size and scope, it's possible if it gets broken up that infrastructure could be one. So what does the president, what does the White House view as infrastructure? What falls under that umbrella?
Under infrastructure? There's a lot of ways to look at infrastructure. I can't preview for you. I know you're not exactly asking this, what will be in the package that he's still discussing, but obviously roads, rails, and bridges are part of what everybody historically thinks about. But there's also components like our cyber infrastructure. There's lots of ways to look at infrastructure, but what is in a package that he proposes in the coming months, I don't have anything more to detail for you.
And then on taxes, the White House says now that families who make up to $400,000 won't pay a penny more under the president's potential plan to the federal government in taxes. So,
which is 98% of families.
So what about individuals? If you're an individual and you make up to blank, you won't pay more to Uncle Sam. What is that number?
$400,000.
So the individual number is going to be the same as the joint filer number?
Well, no individual making less than $400,000 will pay more in taxes.
If you're an individual and you make $300,000, let's just say.
That's less than 400, right?
You're a married couple that makes 300 and 150. That's more than 450. The 300 isn't going to. Traditionally, taxes, the joint filers pay about, it's double. But you're saying now it'll be the same rate.
I think we'll have more to say when we actually roll out a tax proposal, which we have not done yet. So this is a commitment he made on the campaign trail, which he's committed to abiding by. But once we propose a tax proposal, we'll have more to discuss on it.
So just to be clear, individual filers, if you make up to $400,000, you're an individual, you will not pay a penny more, just like families won't pay a penny more.
That's right.
A quick one, as the
Yeah.
caller from a
Yeah.
TV colleague who can't be here today.
Yeah.
Can you give us an update on Major and Champ and whether they're at the White House?
I was waiting for this to come up. Of course. Champ and Major are here at the White House. They joined the first family at Camp David last weekend and returned with them on Sunday. The dogs will come and go, and it will not be uncommon for them to head back to Delaware on occasion, as the President and First Lady often do as well. Is it about the dogs?
On Colin Call, he's one of the President nominees for the
Yes.
top Pentagon post. He barely just made it out of committee right now. Can you say, is the White House still behind his nomination? It's been controversial from the beginning. Any thoughts on that?
Absolutely. Colin is qualified, he's experienced, and he would bring an incredible reservoir of perspective to the job at the Department of Defense, and so we look forward to his confirmation.
So no consideration whatsoever of withdrawing his nomination?
If I could close the loop on a Leader McConnell question. You said they speak regularly. He says that they've only spoken one time. He corrected his statement saying they spoke one time on Burma. Have they spoken beyond that one time?
I don't have any more calls, I don't think, to read out for you, which we will not make a case of doing, as you know, so I don't have more to read out for you.
Has the President's definition of bipartisanship changed since he arrived in office on January 20th?
No, his definition of bipartisanship has always been working on behalf of the American people and governing for all people, whether it's Democrats, Republicans, independents, and moving forward on proposals and policies that will make their lives better.
With or without Republican votes?
Well, he doesn't believe that bipartisanship is defined by the zip code here. He believes it's on how we can deliver relief to the American people.
Thanks.
Okay, thanks, everyone.
Do you have any timing when you might announce a replacement for Neera Tanden?
I do not, but Shalonda Young is confirmed she will be the acting, and so, but I don't have a personnel preview for you on that particular role.
Jen, can I have one more question on China vaccine diplomacy? Is the administration doing anything specific to push back against requirements by China for countries to cut back or reduce ties to Taiwan? Is the administration?
I will check with our national security team if there's anything for that on that for you. Thank you. Thank you.